YouTube, welcome back to another video. Unfortunately, the E30 is still in the garage. I called Crisp Auto and they said that they were a little bit busy and the owner who's going to be doing the work is actually going on vacation. So we're going to have to hold off on sending the car there in maybe a week, maybe two. So in the meantime, I thought why not clean up the engine bay a little bit, make it look a little bit prettier. Obviously, it does need a deep clean all around. It is super dusty and dirty. One of the few things that I noticed around the car that were really dirty were these things. Like you can see all the dirt and grime on there, and then even right here, these panels are pretty dirty and they're very easy to take off. So I thought why not take these off, clean them up a little bit. We still have some extra spray paint right here. This is the same color that I painted this. So I thought, you know what, why not use this, clean these up, paint these, make them look a little bit nicer, as well as these. We also went ahead and picked up some acetone because I didn't have this in the garage. So it's always nice to have. And then we got some primer right here. So we're gonna be using this, doing the base coat, then hopefully we do a few coats of this and it turns out pretty solid. And it looks like it's just a 10 mil to get these things off. That's not dirt. For some reason, there's just a boatload of grease in here. And it was just packed in there for some reason. I don't know why, even around this little bracket. It's a bunch of grease. If anyone knows why that's back there, let me know if it's supposed to be there or not, but it's definitely gonna get cleaned up because that's kind of nasty. It doesn't make sense why it would be in here, but tell. But now you can see why we're cleaning this thing up. Like, ugh, yeah, filth, just disgusting. But we got that one off, which is right here. We'll go ahead and start tackling this one right here once I get that one off. That one is a little bit cleaner, it looks like, compared to this one, but even this one's still pretty dirty. And yeah, this one is jam-packed with grease in there too for some reason. So if anyone knows why that's in there, let me know. It doesn't seem like there's any reason for it to be there, but it is. So if you have any idea as to why, drop in the comments, because I'm gonna clean it up. I'm not gonna put any more grease back there. I'm just gonna paint it, put those pieces back on, and it should fit. So I got all four pieces right here, and you can tell that these things have never been cleaned a day in their life. Like those things, that looks disgusting. What is that? I know that's supposed to be grease, but that thing looks deformed and different colors now. But we got both of those, got the little brackets that it sits on. And I'm also thinking if I should just take apart some of these brackets right here and just repaint them the same color. Like this one would be super easy to take off. This one, I just gotta loosen this up, loosen up from right here on both these two bolts, and third one right here. This should pop up, but I'm not sure. Should I do that one? Because if I do that one, then I might as well do this one. And if I'm doing that one, I might as well clean up this entire area. So I don't know. I think I might just leave it, or let me go ahead and start removing a few of these, see if this is pretty easy to take apart. And if it is, then I might as well do it since I'm painting the other parts. And we also need to take off this thing. This thing has, obviously it's factory, I don't wanna get rid of it or anything, but since it's not sitting in the proper place right now, it comes down and hits the intake right there, and it's slowly starting to scratch up the powder coat. I obviously don't want that to happen. I think the glue just kind of came off, so I don't know. Either I find a way to push it back up, or just take it off completely for the time being until we can situate something for that. I also want to delete that big ugly can of windshield washer fluid. Like, it just looks so bad in the engine bay. So yeah, we just a bunch of random plans that I want to do to the car, but let's focus on this for today. Bad news. So I was just messing around with this bracket, and as I start fidgeting around with it, I tried pushing this little plastic clip out, and I broke it from one side. You see right, if it focuses, you guys see I broke it from right there. Other side is still fine, but that one's gonna break too. Like, the plastic is just super old and brittle. Even this stuff right here, like, it feels like it's about to break when I start messing around with it. And then this little, whatever this cover is, rubber, this started ripping up. So yeah, I'm not gonna mess with it too much, but I'm gonna go ahead and throw a zip tie around this just so it doesn't push back through like it's doing right now. We don't want that. Hopefully that holds up until I can order basically an entire new throttle cable, because it looks like I need one. Here's to some redneck engineering just to hold it in place for the time being, and we'll try to get a new one ordered as soon as possible, because driving with a sloppy throttle cable is not the move. But this is not going anywhere anytime soon. Not bad if I do say so myself. Time to clean these up, start painting, get them back in the car, and the entire thing should look a lot better. So we got everything cleaned up as much as possible, and as you can see, these things don't even look like the same parts. I'm not even sure if I want to paint these anymore because they're still pretty clean. There's a bunch of small scratches on there. I'm not sure if you can tell on camera, but overall, these things are still in very, very good condition. And I took my time cleaning everything properly. Just take a look at the nuts and the bolts. Like, these things were black when I started, and now they look pretty brand new. So that's a good sign. I don't want to go out and buy some new stuff for this easy little project, but this is a little bracket that was on there that had the grease all just built up around it. And again, if you guys know what that grease is for, just let me know, because I really don't know. And this is the part that goes into the engine bay. So as you can see, they all came out really, really nice. Now, do I want to paint it? I think if I already came this far, I might as well. Like, as you can see, this one has a bunch of small scratches on it. So I guess if we paint it, it wouldn't be too bad, right? So I'll go ahead and start with just a scuff pad. And like 20 minutes later, we got everything sanded down. Doesn't look too different, but you can tell there's a little bit more texture in it, and also obviously it's a little bit dirty because we need to clean these off now. But I got all 4 of these. I'm not gonna be painting anything else. Say down the line these do start chipping, I'll just take them off again and powder coat them. I think that's gonna be the best route, but for today we'll just go ahead and paint them, see how long they last, see how well they do, and then go from there. And also did want to mention that yesterday I was messing around with this, what I call throttle cable, and it's not the throttle cable. This is actually the cruise control mechanism. And I think we're just gonna go ahead and end up deleting this because 1, I'm never gonna use it. 2, it just takes up this corner. So I don't know, it just looks disgusting. So that's gonna be a whole nother process, because to get the wiring out, you actually do need to pull out the wiring from the entire thing. I think there's even a plug that goes to the ECU. So that's gonna be a little bit of a situation, but for the time being, I think we're just gonna leave it as is. And then once we redo the throttle cable, which I am gonna do pretty soon, we'll go ahead and paint this bracket as well, just to make this look a lot nicer. But yeah, this one is gonna get deleted, so I'm not worried about my little redneck engineering right here. And just like that, we got the little rollers taped up because I didn't want paint on that. So now we're gonna do 3 coats of primer, not gonna sand it down, and then do the 3 coats of the regular paint, which is right here. And we should have enough in this. This is an old can, but I'm not too worried about it. And then for these, we're gonna have to flip them around. So I thought, why not just do this entire back portion, then we'll flip it upside down, do the insides, and that way we'll get all of it. So I think this should be fine for the time being. We'll just flip it once it's actually fully dry. And just like that, we got everything painted. It came out pretty good in my opinion. It is really bright now that it's cleaner, and obviously a different color. It's not the solid metal color, but since I cleaned it up properly, I'm not seeing any imperfections. Overall, came out super nice. I'm gonna go ahead and put a before and after right here so you guys can see the difference. Yeah, that's a huge difference. But let's go ahead and start ripping off the tape and putting it back on the car. And just like that, we got it all back in. So far, it looks great. Like when you first open up the hood, you don't see this dirty metal piece just staring at you. And on this side as well, like if you look at the paint, let it focus. Yeah, it came out super nice. I made sure to get all the insides and the other side as well, just so whatever side you look at it from. Unfortunately, I did get some on the wheel, but that's okay. It'll come off, it doesn't make too much of a difference. And then right here as well, looks really good. This is a really easy project that you can do yourself in a day at home, especially if you're just trying to clean up the engine bay just a little bit. Now we have one piece, two pieces, and these all cleaned up. So eventually we'll get to the entire engine bay, one piece at a time. We have these, slowly we'll get rid of this cruise control actuator, whatever you call it, clean up the throttle cables, get some new bushings in here, new plastics, all that kind of stuff. I do need a new boot. This one is ripping and I know exactly why. It's because I don't have a bracket holding this thing up. This thing dangles down when I'm driving. I'm sure it puts some pressure on this little joint right here, and that's why it's ripping. Hopefully one day we'll have this entire engine bay just cleaned up. I guess when we engine swap it later down the road, whenever that happens, we'll go ahead and take the time to kind of just shave the engine bay as much as possible. I don't want to get rid of my AC. I really like my AC, so definitely want to keep that so it won't look as clean as other engine bays, but it will definitely be better than what it's looking like now. If you like this little project and you want to do it yourself, go down, drop a thumbs up on the video. Should I have painted it? Should I just left it as is? Should I have powder coated it? I know I should have powder coated it, to be honest, but I think this is a cheaper option that you can do at home by yourself if you ever have a few extra hours. So let me know down in the comments what you think, and definitely stay tuned. We got a lot more E30 content coming up. If you haven't already, subscribe. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.